California Gold Rush in the Chinese, made by Paige, Lydia, and Taylor, early 1848 and reached its peak in 1852.
In 1848, while James Marshall was sent to build a sawmill near the American River, he started inspecting a canal that brought water to Sutter's Mill. His eye then caught a glimpse of something, and soon he pulled up a piece of gold. As the word spread, people rushed to the American River, starting the gold rush. These people were called the 49ers due to leaving their families in 1849. However, a woman named Luenza traveled with her husband and soon realized women and their skills were very rare there. Shortly after she arrived, she was shocked at the money she was making from the miners and began to open hotels. This is how merchants became to be in California and how much of them began making money. Before the 49ers came, California was mostly populated by Native Americans and Californios with Spanish or Mexican descent. Most of them lived on huge cattle ranches with lots of land. Since Mexico owned California at this time, they had given them all permission to settle there, although the Mexican government rarely gave land to foreigners. The only exception was John Sutter. He persuaded them to grant him 50,000 acres of land, which is where he built his fort. Then when he needed James Marshall, a carpenter, to build a sawmill, is when California started gaining all of its population and fame, leading up to it becoming the 31st state in 1850.
Many of the miners came from China. 1 in 10 immigrants were Chinese. 2/3 of them were Americans, whites from New England. New England also freed black slaves that were enslaved. A typical miner wore dark work shirts, ripped pants, leather boots, and Levi jeans. The Levi jeans were created by Levi Strauss in 1873. Levi Strauss was a California miner himself and wanted to create a pair of sturdy pants for mining.
In the mining camps, they had tents set up out on the Sierra Nevada. It was a dangerous place to be because there were murderers and others who wanted the gold and went to great lengths to get it. They spent their days standing in icy streams and sifted through tons of mud. In the camps, there was lots of exhaustion, poor food, and disease. There was a lot of people in the gold rush, but most of the merchants made more than the miners. The 49ers made $10 to $15 a day, but the merchants made $2,000 a day. With the amount of people looking for gold, little amount found gold, and the people that did find gold, little amount of them got rich. Many miners cheated their slaves. For example, I.B. Gilman promised to free an enslaved African American if he saved enough money. The slave mined for more than a year and saved $1,000, then got a paper saying he was free. The next day, it mysteriously disappeared, and he was no longer free. Once the easy gold was gone, the Americans started driving the immigrants out. There was even a new tax on the immigrants that had to pay $20 a month to mine.
The Chinese had major impacts in the gold rush, whether it was causing anger against other miners or helping find gold. 1 of every 10 immigrants were Chinese. Most of them were peasant farmers who commonly suffered crop failures and sailed to San Francisco hoping for new possibilities. With their perseverance and hard work in the mines, many took over American sites, which caused more anger against them. Due to this, there were lots of taxes placed on them, and many of their homes were robbed. Then they moved into other occupations which boosted their income. They owned many businesses which came to be known as Chinatown, and it's still known for that today.
The Manifest Destiny showed how many people were traveling west. It also had people dreaming about moving west, claiming their own land, and finding gold. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
By 1852, the gold rush was over. Over 250,000 people have flooded into California. The port city of San Francisco grew and became the center of banking, manufacturing, shipping, and trade. With having the hydraulic drilling, the pressure of it destroyed landscape, rivers, and caused them to be clogged.